At almost every transaction now, Americans are faced with a decision, and it comes in increments of 10, 15, or 20%. Western Mass News' Abby Carnevale spoke with both restaurant owners and customers on the option to tip or not to tip.
I hope that tipping culture ends and we can get paid enough so we don't have to beg.
For Olivia Austin, a barista, turning that screen around and letting a customer answer some questions is something she dreads.
Oh, please tip. You know how they turn around the thing, be like, tip. No, I wish we just, pay our workers better.
That could come in the form of legislation making its way through the Massachusetts State House. One Fair Wage, presented by Cambridge Area State Senator Patricia Jalen, aims to raise the minimum wage for tipped employees in Massachusetts. Currently, it sits at $6.75 an hour. A statement from the senator reads, the restaurant industry is facing many challenges and is restructuring, and workers are less willing to work for uncertain and low wages. And according to the senator, the 7 states with one fair laws have seen higher tips and more restaurant growth than Massachusetts.
I think every single thing about this bill is bad. They don't understand what people are going through right now with inflation. And the fact that this even comes up, which is an immediate inflation spiker, it just shows such a level of out of touch, it makes you sick.
Bill Stetson, owner of Rumble Seat Bar and Grill in Chicopee, tells Western Mass News his waitstaff makes anywhere from $30 to $70 an hour. Stetson says changes that come with the one fair wage legislation would be detrimental to his business.
If you want to fast track places like mine to go out of business, to have worse service, it's a easy way to have worse service. This bill is the thing for you.
Still, the expectations in tipping for different types of service is where the gray area lies. According to Pew Research, a majority of Americans say tipping employees is asked of them in more places than it was 5 years ago. Austin tells Western Mass News she gets where they're coming from.
I think they're right, because sometimes someone will ask for a tea and I'll just honey, water. There you go. I don't expect, I didn't work hard. Or if they just want a bottle of water, I don't expect you to pay me for that. I didn't work hard for that. Okay, it's fine. If you don't want to, it's not on me. I'll just find another job.
According to the same Pew Research survey, 2 out of 10 Americans believe tipping is a choice, while almost 30% say it's an obligation. Jackson Miller falls into the latter.
Regardless of the amount that they deserve, something is deserving from them, trying to make your day a little easier.
Miller is a preschool teacher with a part-time retail job, and he tells Western Mass News this conversation comes up in his social circle all the time.
Okay, so you talk about it with other people. What are they saying?
Just all in the same, it just really depends on the service at hand and what the job was. For example, a waitress who has to bring a million different things and remember a million different tables, they might deserve more than, say, somebody that is literally just pouring coffee in your cup.
Ultimately, it's different types of roles trying to make the most sense. Reporting in Springfield, Abby Carnevale, Western Mass News.